There's something very ugly and very critical happening right now in terms of the narrative on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. MAGA is slowly starting to flip the script to actually cutting Social Security would be a good thing. Now, you might remember when Trump and his allies swore, we will never cut Social Security. Trump made a huge deal out of attacking anyone who even hinted at it. Paul Ryan, a villain for pushing cuts. Democrats, oh, they'll gut Social Security, even though, of course, in reality, Democrats have consistently said, we're going to protect Social Security, we're going to expand it, never mind cut the program. But the script is starting to change. Fox News' Maria Bartiromo is laying the groundwork to brainwash her audience into accepting Social Security cuts, Medicare cuts, and Medicaid cuts. And it used to be we won't cut it. Then it became we're just cutting fraud. And like clockwork, it becomes, of course we're cutting it. It's good for you that we are cutting it. Here is how the language is changing. Listen to Maria screaming on her show about it.
Oh, that when you start digging, you're going to find it. I'm wondering if you started digging into Medicare and Medicaid to see if it's all muscle or if there's fat around the muscle there as well, Mr. Chairman.
You know, I welcome DOJ looking at Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the IRS. They need to be audited. They need to look at their efficiencies.
They're audited all the time. Just so people, they always love to say, we haven't got, they think nothing gets audited. We need to audit the full election. We need to audit Social Security. That happens. It's run actually quite efficiently for its size.
And they need to analyze any kind of fraud within the programs.
Yes.
If people
analyze it.
People say that there's not fraud in it, I would look at just CBO and CBO scores saying medical overpayments within just Medicare and
there's overpayments.
Medicaid. This happens. These are efficiencies that needs to be rectified, and I think DOJ is leading the effort in that, and I welcome it. And that's how we're going to look at efficiencies in government.
By the way, this would make medical bills more expensive because one of the things that Medicare does is negotiate prices down. And so when you kneecap Medicare, they are restricted in their ability. You think prices are going to go up or down, but this is the MAGA bait and switch in action. First, they insist no benefits are going to be cut. When you press them, they say we're going to cut waste and fraud. Of course, they've still not demonstrated a single dollar that we can say meets the definition of fraud. But you give it a little time, and suddenly the argument becomes, it's going to be necessary and fiscally responsible. If you're a fiscally responsible patriot, you should want us to go in and start looking around and making adjustments. And you don't need to wonder, might they use this playbook? Because we've seen the playbook before. Remember how Donald Trump's criminal cases went from, this is a witch hunt. There's just nothing factual behind this. Then it went to, okay, he did it, but it shouldn't matter because these really shouldn't even be crimes. Oh, all these other people have been charged under these same statutes and laws? Okay, fine. It is a crime and he did do it, but it's good that he did it because it was how he was pushing back against the fake news media and the deep state or whatever. The shift is denial, minimization, and then you go to the full embrace. Right now on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, they are between minimization and full embrace. We're only cutting this stuff that you won't notice and employees that don't really need to be there. We're minimizing to no. These are programs that are really problematic. We're going to have to dig in. We're going to have to start cutting. This is the Republican Party's long game. You move the goalposts so slowly that the base doesn't notice that they have been manipulated into cheering for policies that will devastate them. They did it with Trump's crimes. They did it with the Trump-Russia stuff. They're doing it with abortion bans, and now they are doing it with your retirement. The worst part is that it always ends the same way. The last, the epilogue to the story is the same one. Billionaires end up with tax breaks, an opportunity to swoop in and buy up assets cheaply. If they're lucky, they get to privatize some stuff and make more money. And the Fox News hosts who sold you this scam will be sitting pretty with their investments and their real estate and all of it, while millions of Americans struggle while accepting what the wealthy Fox News hosts tell them. That's what it is. And now I want to talk a little bit about this 35-day sort of boom to bust that we have seen. I have a book coming out. I've spent a long time working on this. I couldn't be more excited to share it with you. It is called The Echo Machine, and it answers a crucial question. How did American politics get so broken? And just as importantly, how do we fight back effectively before it's too late? Trump back in the White House, damage piling up, an administration filled with extremists and loyalists, attacks on democratic institutions, policies hurting working people. If you've felt like you're screaming into the void and watching democracy slip away, my book, The Echo Machine, will help you make sense of what's happening and also give you an idea of what we can do about it. Go to davidpakman.com/echo or find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore and say, I'd like David Pakman's The Echo Machine from Beacon Press. Pre-orders make a huge difference. Please support the book at davidpakman.com/echo.